Welcome to the heart of the desert, Sin City, where we are atop the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown and the place to be this week in the pickleball world, the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. It got underway on Tuesday on these rooftop courts, and on this Championship Friday, we're ready to hand out some gold. And happy to be rejoined, everybody, by Melissa McCurley of pickleballtournaments.com, Mark Renison with Third Shot Sports. And Melissa, the number of pickleball tournaments has grown since the inception of this sport.
It has. In 2014, 93 tournaments. 5 years later, we're at 700.
Yeah, and Mark, I'm going to guess this tournament has become one of the more popular tournaments, in part because of the fact that it has gotten such great television coverage.
Well, that's right. Whether it's the amateur players or the pros, this is a tournament that a lot of people mark off on their calendar.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers for this tournament. And Melissa, this particular tournament has just about doubled in size from a year ago.
Yeah, it has. We had about 300 last year, and we're sitting at over 600 this year.
And Mark, when you talk about the growth of the sport as a whole, and I know you call Canada your home, I know it is growing there, but in the United States, domestically, now well over 3 million registered pickleball players.
Well, that's right. We're seeing people playing everywhere, whether it's in major metropolises or in small rural communities. Pickleball is really bringing people together.
And it's so great because pretty much anybody can play, regardless of your athletic skill level. Let's talk about the international influence that this tournament has drawn. There are a number of countries represented, and we sent Rusty Howes on a mission. Let's check in with Rusty from Pickleball Channel.
Here in Las Vegas, everybody's looking to get Lady Luck on their side, so let's find out how that happens in pickleball. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, good.
What's your name?
My name's Mary Helen Atkins.
Mary, and I assume you're a pickleball player?
I am.
We're in Vegas. How do you get luck on your side in pickleball?
You pick a good partner.
All right, so do you increase your partner's luck, or does your partner increase your luck?
I think a little bit of both. You have to have good energy on the court. Good energy makes good luck.
Well, there you go. I'm always the worst one, so my partners are always carrying me.
Okay.
All right, I got a question for you, Gizmo.
Yes, sir.
You're in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
You're playing.
Okay.
You want to get luck on your side as a player. What do you do?
Serve the ball in. You got to keep it in. That's first things first. You can also hit the crap tables the day before. You know, it all depends. Are you feeling lucky or not?
Are you feeling lucky? Terry's the head referee here today. Terry, you're in Vegas. You're a pickleball player. You want to get luck on your side. What do you do?
Put $1,000 down on Kyle Yates.
But if you want to win yourself, how do you get luck on your side?
Pray.
Pray, there you go.
Yeah, many times.
Or maybe bribe the ref, $1,000 to the ref. Does that work?
That's never, ever, ever going to work.
Never going to work.
Never.
Hey, so why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Grant Garcia. I'm the co-founder and tournament director of the Las Vegas Pickleball Open.
All right, so if players want to get luck on their side, what do they do?
There's only one way. You stay at the Plaza Hotel. Luck will always be on your side.
Well, there you go, everybody. More action to come. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Rusty, yeoman's work as always. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will bring you the start of the men's pro doubles gold medal match. Stay with us. The 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. By Highlands Leg Cramps, stop your cramp, not your game. And by ilovepickles.org, we relish pickleball. And welcome back to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, as we continue on with our coverage of the second annual Las Vegas Pickleball Open, the 2019 edition, bigger and better than ever. And we have reached the men's Pro Division doubles gold medal match. And no surprise to see Kyle Yates and Ben Johns, as you see Kyle Yates right there vying for the gold. They will square off against Joey Farias and Riley Newman. However, Ben Johns and Kyle Yates, you would think, okay, they're probably the favorites. They've been dominant in the sport, but they're actually coming through the opportunity bracket. They've got to win, in essence, 3 out of 4 games to be able to win the gold here, while Farias and Newman have to just win the traditional 2 out of 3 to take gold.
Yeah, and it was at the hands of these guys right here that put them in the opportunity bracket for the chance to come around and be back in the final match here tonight.
Should be some excellent pickleball, though, as we are ready to get underway. The relationship between Kyle Yates and Ben Johns goes back quite a ways. met each other playing back in the Sun Coast of Florida. And won a championship earlier this year in Naples, Florida, in the men's double division at the U.S. Open.
And we have Mr. Lynn Lehman, who is the certified ref that will be calling this match tonight.
And you heard, if you saw the coverage for the women's pro doubles division, which just wrapped up here in real time in Las Vegas, you heard all four players talk about how the sun played into that match and how difficult it was to be on the side looking into the sun and looking into the glare coming off the building. And they didn't even really have to contend for most of their match with the sun being on the playing surface like it is now. So we'll see whether or not Yates and Johns can take advantage of that early here in this first game.
Yeah, it continues to creep onto the court.
It's going to be interesting to watch these guys. All four of these guys have the ability to hit really unique shots, and whether it's been hitting left-handed sometimes and right-handed sometimes, whether it's Kyle jumping the corner and taking balls out of the air that otherwise are unattackable. Riley Newman regularly uses a two-handed backhand, even on dinks, which is unusual for the men. And Joey Farias has this great sort of deceptive forehand dink that he can really cause some trouble with. So
a couple of quick points here early. It is 2-0-2 and another point, so 3-0-2 now as Newman and Farias jump out to the early lead.
3-0-2.
Jumping on Yates and Johns from the onset.
Oof.
Unable to catch up with that one, however, is Riley Newman.
Between me and the line. I can't overrule the call. The ball was ruled out.
And the ball's ruled out.
4-0.
So they say it's 4-0-2 now. You heard the explanation there.
Yeah, and the referee was not able to overrule the call. He couldn't see it.
Kyle's going to call a timeout already.
Yeah.
He's upset.
Well, and not only is this big for the 5-0 start, but as we talked about, you look at Farias and Newman, they are at the strategic disadvantage staring into the sun. If they could somehow steal this first game, they will be in prime position, being able to go serve for the match over on the more favorable side in game 2.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I know you talked to the ladies that they didn't have as much sun to contend with, but you know, on the side that Kyle's on, he's almost got his hat tilted to where he can't really see the ball well.
Yeah, I think one thing that's fair to say about Kyle is that he really wears his heart on his sleeve, right? You know how he's feeling, whether he's feeling sort of in the zone and fired up and chest bumping his partners, whether he's a little bit annoyed, whether it's with a call that he thinks was missed or just sun that you can see it's right in his eyes here. And you often have a good sense of how he's feeling out there.
And right now he's feeling frustrated.
Yeah, you know, you talked to Lehman, the referee, for a couple of minutes during, well, I guess not a couple of minutes, that's all the timeout is, right? It's only 1 minute, actually. It seemed like longer than that. So you do get a 1 minute timeout, 2 1-minute timeouts per game. But, you know, Lynn handled as best he could. So
they finally do break serve, but then promptly hit it into the net, so 0-5-2.
0-5-2.
As they dug themselves a big hole.
We have a bronze medal match. This is Vance Senior Pro.
Both Newman and Farias try to put it away and then finally do get the break of serve. And they will take serve back over with this 5-0-1 lead.
One thing to watch for in this match is how the players are willing to back up off the line to play around three-quarter court. Notice where Farias is right now.
Well-placed shot there by Ben Johns.
And well disguised, too. Did you see that? It looked like he was going to wind up and send that thing back to the back line.
And then the error. So make it 6-0-2.
6-0-2.
Yeah, it's so interesting how Riley holds his paddle. I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier. I told him, I said, I'm quite impressed at the shots that he can make. Holding it almost what looks like it's like he's got a pancake between his hands.
Yeah, so he uses a full Western forehand grip, and that's unusual. None of the other guys out here see it, and very few of the other players on tour use that grip, partly because it closes the paddle face so much that in order to get the ball up and over the net, you really have to accelerate the paddle upwards a lot, and he does that well. It produces a lot of topspin, but don't try that at home, kids.
Yeah, I know. It looks like things might be popped up. He's hitting them straight down.
0-6-2, and he's got a lot of room to work with because he is one of the taller players here in this tournament this week. Riley Newman has 6 siblings, so one of 7 kids at the dinner table growing up in Washington State.
And he teams up in mixed doubles with his sister Lindsay, and they are certainly a tough team. What's happening? Oh, that's Lindsay there that the referees are talking to.
Well,
What happened?
I think Kyle doesn't like some of the comments that are coming from the back crew over there from some of the fans, so he let referee.
Well, we know what side those particular fans are rooting for. And Farias hits it right into Yates where he can't return it. So 7-1-1 now. The advantage grows to 6. And that is long.
The wind is picking up a bit out there. It's going to be tough to play those really precise shots.
Well, the wind is going to pick up as this day and evening continue, and high wind warnings have already been put out for the Las Vegas area for tomorrow. In fact, that will affect this tournament as they've already made the decision to take the Saturday action indoors. They have found an indoor facility to be able to host the tournament because of the wind conditions that they believe could be 40 to 50 mile per hour.
Yeah, so the decision was made. It was announced last night, and it will be moved into an indoor gym on a wood floor. So the surface will certainly be something different for these
Nice
players.
job by Grant Garcia and his team to be able to secure a place on short notice.
Absolutely.
It's the most sort of active shot I've seen Ben hit so far in this game. He seems like a little bit flat coming off early. Sort of get the feeling that he and Kyle are looking forward to this first game being over so they can get back to a side where they're not staring into the sun.
2-9-1. They've got a puncher's chance here still in this game. But certainly not in a favorable position. 2-9-2 now.
Newman read that flick. A flick, of course, is sort of the opposite of a dink. It's a ball that is hit fast to the opponent, even though it's low. Newman was all over it, ready to attack like Yates was ready there.
Sure was. Able to smash it home. So 3-9-2.
You can expect to see a few more third shot drives like we're seeing here from Yates and Johns. As the wind picks up, your ability to be precise diminishes, and so drops become a lot more risky in windy conditions, so you'll tend to see the players drive the third shots low and fast a little bit more often when it gets gusty.
Farias with that nice put away to get the serve back for his side. 9-3-1.
There's a good example, right? Joey's drop set up way too high. Yates made him pay for it.
9-3-2.
Both sides showing some patience.
Kyle wanting to get around the post.
Kyle is so good at that backhand flick. Even he uses a continental grip, or even almost an Eastern forehand grip, it's called, and it's very difficult to hit that backhand with spin. But he manages to do it and can really catch his opponents off guard. It's really impressive.
So they break serve without losing any more ground. 3-9-1 and make it 4-9-1. After falling behind 5-0 early, it's back to a 5-point margin with Yates and Johns trying to gather some momentum. So a flick there by Kyle, but it is wide.
Yeah, I just tried to lob it up there, reminiscent of last year's gold medal match that he was playing with Ben Johns at the U.S. Nationals, where he lobbed that ball perfectly. Not this time.
And Johns takes advantage of that one that was teed up. And we've got a game now.
Yeah, we do. At 9-4. I've been trying to look. I don't know that Joey and Riley have partnered together before. I'm not seeing anything in at least any of the big tournaments, but they're proven to have a pretty good chemistry here.
They did just get the serve back, however, 9-5-1. They'd like to close this thing out without seeing Yates and Johns get another chance. Around the post by Farias. And it results eventually in the point. So here we go. Game point, 10-5-1.
10-5-1.
Wow,
there he
Yates
is, jumping
reverses
the corner.
direction.
Yeah, he is the very best at the game in doing that, and that is not an easy shot to do on the run in the air and with a backhand.
Yeah, look, this ball is a little too high. It's over the corner. Watch Kyle as he jumps across the corner. Match point again, or game point.
Oh, there it is. Game one will indeed go to Newman and Farias. 11-5, and they have a chance to be able to win gold in game two here in Las Vegas. We will have that for you coming up in just a moment. One more look at game point.
Yeah, this ball catches right off the top of the net. Yates has no chance on that. Bad luck for him. Good luck for Farias and Newman.
All right, they will change sides, and we will take a quick timeout. Back to Las Vegas with game two after this. The 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. By Head Footwear, the official footwear of the Pickleball Open. By Miller Lite. And by Franklin Pickleball.
Game two.
Back here in Las Vegas, game two in this best of three is underway here at the Plaza Hotel and Casino on the rooftop courts. Dave Bentz, Melissa McCurley, and Mark Renison along with you. Happy to have you along for this coverage from Las Vegas.
Yeah, and it's been a great day here at the Plaza. Just a perfect environment for pickleball spectators,
0-0-1.
vacationers.
Why would you not want to be in Las Vegas for this tournament?
I know, there's so much fun to be had. You can even watch matches from your hotel room.
Actually, I can't. My room oversees the courts.
No. You must know somebody.
Wait, you have rooms? I'm just camping out on the courts.
Oh, really? Yes, they did provide rooms, Mark. I don't know what happened.
You got a message that said, bring your tent.
Oh.
All right, so it'll be interesting here. Right now, Yates and Johns have the wind at their back. They're not staring into the sun anymore. They're both looking almost like they're smiling. And I feel a little bit of a momentum shift here, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I wonder now, Mark, you bring up a good point, because in the women's match that we saw earlier, the side that Yates and Johns are on was actually not the more favorable side, because you were staring into that sun and it wasn't on the playing surface. But now that the sun is on the playing surface and kind of catching them on the side, you feel like the advantage has switched.
I still think it's a little bit tricky here with that white background from the hotel in the back, but I think that all things considered, both teams would probably rather be on this near side where they at least don't have to shade their eyes with their hat.
Just a little long.
Yates does hit it long, so it'll move to second serve. 1-0-2. Wow, how good was that from Riley Newman going up top?
And tremendous force and distance. There's just no way to get that back.
Riley Newman was a Triple Crown winner at the 2019 Canadian National Pickleball Championships. Won gold in men's doubles, men's singles, and mixed doubles.
That's right. I contributed to his Triple Crown victory by losing to him.
I thought you were going to say you guys were partners.
No. No, he played with Steve Deacon, another Canadian, but no, Riley was there, and I got to play him in the semifinals maybe of the singles, and he's so tough.
Steve Deacon, bronze medalist in this men's doubles pro division today. Just all kinds of Canadian talent.
Yeah. I mean, it's really developing. We're getting some good players, and those players are then going back to their home clubs or their communities. They're teaching people. They're helping them get better. They're elevating the game all over. So, no, I just came from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where for a mid-sized city, the pickleball players there are better than they should be.
Shout out Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, just an unlucky break there, catching the net, sailing out long.
Did you know, here's a fun fact, there's a place called the Paddle Room, and Paddle Room is, as far as I know, Canada's only dedicated indoor facility for pickleball. And it's also a 24-hour pickleball club, so you can play anytime, day or night.
The popularity of pickleball in Canada, Mark, how would you compare that to the popularity of the sport here in the United States?
I'd say it's on par. I mean, we've got 10% of your population, right? So that's a factor. But in terms of the per capita number of people that are playing, I don't think it's very different. I think that, one of the things to remember is that a lot of Canadians vacation in the summer, in the wintertime down in places where you see a lot of pickleball, whether that's in Florida, whether that's in Arizona. And so they're getting exposed to pickleball, and they're bringing it back to their homes when they're back home in Canada.
0-2-2 now. Of course, we're still waiting for Hawaii to get a tournament big enough for us to go televise.
It's going to happen.
They've got some interesting tournaments there, and I was down there a couple years ago doing some coaching. They've got a really vibrant pickleball scene. And
you must hate going to Hawaii from Canada during the winter.
I didn't send my wife very many pictures, that's for sure.
I can tell you the Hawaii Open, which had 200 players last year, has over 50 players already in just the first couple of days of registration. It plays in January. So it will grow. We'll get there, Dave.
All right, I'm holding you to that.
Okay.
Nice exchange going on in this point.
So notice how many of these balls are being hit cross-court, right? They're being hit on the diagonal. And that's for a couple reasons. One is the net's lower in the middle, and two is the distance you have to work with is longer, so it's a safer shot, generally speaking. Unless you're really targeting one player, cross-court is often a good place to hit your soft and low shots.
Neither side flinching so far.
Wind is a factor now.
Yeah, definitely so. And you can see that there's actually some paper or something blowing across the court.
So there were 2 or 3 balls here that when Newman tried to defend, the ball sat up high. And if we were playing indoors or there was no wind, those balls would have easily been put away by Johns and Yates. But because the wind pushed it back towards the net, they couldn't attack, and they had to just go back into a dinking rally.
So that point evens it up now at 2 apiece.
Yeah, it's like points have been hard to come by so far in this game too. In a best 2 out of 3.
And again, just to reset it for you, Newman and Farias only need to win 1 more game to be the gold medalists. Johns and Yates would need to win 3 consecutive games, including a third game that would go to 15, because they are coming out of the consolation or losers or opportunity bracket, whichever you prefer.
It's just the more positive spin, Dave. Opportunity.
So we're here in Vegas. I'd like to make a wager. I'd like to make a wager that there's at least once in this match where the ball gets hit, bounces on one side of the court, and then is blown back to the other. Can you give me odds on that?
I'm not personally, but I bet 5 floors down in the sports book they'd be willing to take some odds. Farias goes up top. Yates able to catch up to it.
Ooh. Newman and Farias not so sure about that.
Yeah, it looked like it was in from my vantage point.
Yeah, and the referee confirmed, though, that what was called out was out.
Kyle almost caught it with his offhand and then thought better of it. But indeed, the call does stand. So make it 3-2. Yates and Johns have gone in front.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the decisions you have to make. And Joey, I think, regrets letting that ball bounce. Could have taken it out of the air instead of letting it get too close to his feet.
4-2-1. Wow, nice quick hands there by Farias.
And quick feet, too. That was not easy to stay off that kitchen line and not fault on that particular shot. Well done by Joey.
How much of the middle Johns is taking up now, looking to use his forehand. But that opens up the backhand.
It goes around the post there, but the return by Farias, Yates couldn't catch up to it.
Yeah, and I think Mark alluded to this earlier. Folks are doing such a really good job of knowing where to position themselves on the around the post. And so how much of an advantage is it really to try to hit that shot, or is it kind of the only choice you have?
No, it's not the only choice. You could go back cross court. Look, around the post will still win you the point more often than not, because you can hit hard and as low as you want. But, you know, and even if your opponents defend, they likely have to hit the ball up high, right? So that was a point that Yates and John should have won. Oh.
And there's another out call.
Referee trying to get a clear decision here from the line judge. We'll go over to converse, and she's saying out.
Yeah, it hit the net. Looked like it could have sailed long, and Riley's agreeing with it.
Line judge was right on top of it. So that will make it 4-2-1 as the serve goes back over to Yates and Johns.
Second server.
4-2-2 now.
I think Yates thought that Johns was going to take that ball on his forehand instead of made it through to his backhand. Wasn't able to catch up with it. There's around the post.
There it is, and Joey's ready.
So there's a good example, right?
Yeah.
So Ben hits it around the post. Farias sees it coming, gets it back, but because he's hitting from such a low position, he has no choice but to hit high. And so then that's an easy put away.
Kyle did a nice job disguising that.
Yeah, it was a nice read by Kyle to see that seam and then be able to kind of thread it almost like a needle.
6-2-2.
Kyle Yates, one of the most decorated male players in the history of this sport. Ben Johns, in many ways, his protege.
2-6-1.
2-6-1. Newman and Farias now falling behind here in this second game. They know that they do have some margin for error.
Yeah, but at this level, that margin is not very wide. Yeah, and nothing Joey could do there, but just try to go out wide and get it back on the other side.
Yeah, I think going around the post was the good idea there. He didn't quite get behind the ball enough, so he couldn't get the angle he needed. I don't know if we're keeping stats on this, but Farias and Newman have had a lot of net cords that have dropped in to their benefit. Johns and Yates not so much. There's another one.
Joey tries to change things up, but hits it long.
Yeah, trying to get just up and over the shoulder of Ben.
It was a good thought, just
Yeah.
was unable to execute it.
Second server.
Yates into the net, so that'll bring up second server, Ben Johns.
6-2-2.
Ben is such an efficient player with his technique. He moves no more than he needs to. Let's see how stable his paddle face is. That's nice from Kyle.
Point.
So 7-2-2.
7-2-2.
Kyle can hit it so hard, and it doesn't look like he really needs a whole lot of windup.
No, it just he has one of the strongest flicks of the wrist.
Side out.
In addition to tennis
2-7-1.
background, Kyle Yates also was pretty good on the table tennis circuit as well.
Oh yeah. You learn all kinds of things about these guys.
Well, it is interesting how many backgrounds that these high-level pickleball players have athletically.
Those two-handed dinks.
That was well handled by Ben. That was a pretty wicked spin that Joey had.
Riley did a nice job taking out that shot by Ben Johns to continue this point.
Oh yeah.
And then finally Riley Newman puts it away.
And he showed tremendous defense and tremendous power too. You can tell he wants the ball.
3-7-1.
And Farias puts it away. So a couple of points now to make it a 4-7-1 game.
It's like, thank you very much, partner.
4-7-1.
He got it up a little too
Second
high that time.
server.
Got a little high, and you know, one of the reasons why that two-handed backhand is difficult is because Newman can use his left hand more or less, depending on what shot he's trying to hit, and that can be tough to read, but Johns was all over that one.
And Kyle Yates gets the serve back for his side.
It's so important when you get that high bottom, not just hit it hard, but to hit it down, where it's tough to defend against.
Second server.
So Yates now will serve.
7-4-2.
Game 2 of this best of 3.
Looks like Newman and Farias have closed the gap a bit.
FYI, players for tomorrow, warm-up will start at 7 if you need to warm up in the morning.
Around the post, did it stay in?
It did not.
It
was
is
wide.
out.
Yeah.
Side out. I mean, point.
I mean, in that case, the wind is blowing a little bit against him there. I think that ball didn't go out, didn't go quite as wide as Newman had hoped.
So 8-4-2.
Oh,
Side out.
Something I've been noticing in this match is that conventionally we hear about the importance of returning serve deep. Noticing a lot of these players returning kind of short, but the balls aren't being attacked because they're quite low. So let's see right here. Well, there's a deep return. But if the ball's lower, then it's still not really easy to attack, to drive, because you have to hit up. And if you got to hit up, if you hit fast, it goes out. So let's see if these guys continue to play some of these low, shorter slices as a way of neutralizing the serving team. Here's one.
4-8-2. And the serve will go back over again to Yates and Johns, who'd love to finish off this game right here.
8-4-1. Second server.
Yates would like to have that one back.
Yeah, that's a pretty effective shot for him. He just usually pops down and in the court.
Point.
Farias puts it in the net, so 9-4-2.
The hands and the reaction speed on these players is just amazing.
And then when you combine that with the experience and the anticipation, it makes, as you've said, Mark, the margin is just so thin between these players. Farias puts it away.
There's been a few times lately that Farias has looked a little bit tentative, especially when they're attacking on his backhand side. Let's see if that put away gives him some confidence.
5-9-1.
There's another short return again that doesn't get attacked because it's low.
6-9-1.
Oh, it's getting even more interesting.
6-9-1. Second
Make it
server.
6-9-2 as Newman now will serve.
6-9-2.
It's the second year for this tournament here at the Plaza Hotel Casino. And the field has doubled in size from the inaugural year.
It has the first 3 days amateur play. Now here we are, men's doubles pro. Gold medal match.
And Melissa, is the uptick we saw in registrants this year, is that also, is it equal in the pro players as well? Did we see an uptick in pros that wanted to be here this year?
Yeah, we've seen an uptick in the pro participation as well.
Commensurate was the word I was looking for that escaped me there.
That's okay. We knew what you meant.
Game is tightened back up.
I'm interested to see what happens here, Mark, to see who is going to break their patience first and what the outcome will be if they do.
Oh, what a well-placed shot there by Farias.
Well, that had nothing to do with patience. That ball just got a little popped up.
Yeah, if you get a ball that's a little bit high, even if you're willing to keep that rally going, that's not the right choice. You do just what Joey did here, put it away. And that was enough to cause a timeout.
Yeah, timeout taken by Yates and Johns. It's back to a 1-point game here in Las Vegas. Back here in Las Vegas, Nevada, this game has tightened up. Just 1 point separating Newman, Farias, and Yates, Johns. Dave Benz, Melissa McCurley with pickleballtournaments.com. Mark Renison with Third Shot Sports. Glad to be back in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I think this would be a little bit of a surprise for Farias and Newman to win gold. Not only to win gold, Melissa, but to win it if they could do it in 2 straight games here.
Yeah, and already beating Ben and Kyle earlier today. I think you're right. They're showing that they have quite a good partnership, great chemistry together.
Looking to draw even. Will the timeout pay dividends for Yates and Johns?
It's another one of those short returns. Look at that.
And indeed, they do take advantage of the timeout, so they'll get the serve back now, leading 9-8, 2 points away from getting this to a third and decisive game. At least in terms of this match, not in terms of gold. And hit long there by Johns.
Nine, 8-2.
And now some shadows starting to creep back into the playing surface as the sun starts to again fall behind the buildings.
Ooh,
Around the post, what a shot.
Oh my.
And then Kyle Yates put it where Joey Farias couldn't get to.
That was impressive. I mean, what a block. That's all it really was, right? A block by Kyle to stay into that point. And here it is, 10-8-2.
Game point.
Oh. Oh, and
Wow,
it
he
was
missed
out.
it.
Yeah.
He missed it.
And there it is. The game goes to Yates and Johns. They win it 11-8. We will go to a third game between these two in the gold men's pro doubles in Las Vegas. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Back here at the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to a third and it could be decisive game between these two. And I say it could be because Newman Farias, if they win, they will take gold. If Yates and Johns win, it will go to, in essence, a fourth game to be decided by 15 because Yates and Johns are coming through the opportunity bracket, having lost earlier today to Newman and Farias.
I know, I certainly wouldn't mind to see some more pickleball, but I'm sure Newman and Ferris would like to take this championship home right here.
Yeah, they want to get it done. They do not want to let players well decorated as Kyle Yates and Ben Johns, not all that far behind, have any chance to get up off the mat.
You're right about that.
0-0-2.
Ball comes over to us and gets right past me. Here we go. I got it.
Oh, it hit me right in the knee. I think I'm gonna have a pickleball bruise.
0-0-1.
We remain tied 0-0-1.
And this is the third game, so whoever gets the 6 first, we will have a change in sides. I'm gonna have to get some shin guards.
That keeps coming back over to you. You're magnetic suddenly.
Always, Dave, always.
Next year we'll come. We'll have a dog, and we'll just set the dog in front of the booth.
And we could name the dog Pickles.
There you go.
I've heard that story before,
It's original.
but also not untrue from everything I've heard.
It's not untrue.
So again, you see both these teams using primarily cross courts when they're hitting those dinks to the safer. Sometimes people will say, well, wait a second, if one person's struggling, shouldn't you always hit to that person, even if it's down the line? And I mean, the answer is it depends how badly they're struggling, and are you willing to take that risk of the higher net and the shorter distance? And so these players, no one here is struggling so badly that it's worth a lot of risk. So you're seeing them play the percentages on these cross courts here, hitting a ball that's tough to attack.
Now let's see if we get a chance to see here. The last time I talked about patience and said who was going to break their patience first, what was the outcome?
Newman
there's
puts
the answer.
it into the net, and finally we've got a point in this game, and the first point goes to Yates and Johns.
Can we have a patience stat?
Is there an analytic for that?
You know what? One of the things I started to look at a tournament not too long ago was when a player gets a marginal ball, so a ball that is just below net high, so it's not obviously way below and it's not obviously above, it's just below net high. What do players do with it? Do they dink it back as a sort of neutralizing shot, or do they attack it? But I discovered it became a really difficult stat to take. There was so much judgment that had to go into what was a marginal ball and what wasn't, and what were the various other factors.
Nice job by Kyle to catch up to that one after it hit the net court.
That was a great block by Ben Johns, too. Great reaction.
And as that goes wide, Newman and Farias get the point. So 1-1-1.
Of course, the opposite is true when you're hitting a fast shot. Typically, you'll see players go down the line on those because the down line player is closer to them, so they're, all things being equal, they are more vulnerable to speed.
Oh, Joey came attacking on that one.
2-1-2.
2-1-2.
And that's out. So 3-1-2.
3-1-2. Point.
Farias able to get Johns to hit into the net. So 4 consecutive points now have been scored here by Newman Farias.
Oh,
Man, Kyle just hits it into the top of the net.
that net has not been his friend in any so far of this match.
I'm not even going to say another inch. I'm going to say another centimeter, and that thing's over and potentially going in a different favor.
Yeah.
Shout out to the metric system.
Oh.
Farias puts it away. How about this?
So one of the things to notice here is there's been very little communication between Yates and Johns, whether they win a point, whether they lose a point. We'll see what happens going forward.
Side change here in Vegas with Newman Farias 5 points away from gold. Back here in Las Vegas, 6-1 in favor of Newman Farias as Yates and Johns do get the serve back now, 1-6-1. With their backs against the wall. Not only needing to win this game, but then win a bonus game. Oh, between the legs by Kyle Yates.
Well, that was outstanding. We haven't had the opportunity to see that in a while, but he's got to be one of the very best at it.
Well, what's important here is not just that he hit the tweener, but that he played it as a drop. Watch how low this ball goes. Difficult to attack, and hitting through the legs is one thing. Hitting it as an effective drop is another.
He executed the difficult shot and then would like to have that shot that followed it up back.
Oh, Joey.
Oh, Farias slaps it down. And the serve will head back over to Newman Farias. They need just 5 points to win gold.
Yeah, Joey Farias really stepping up his game in this last part of this match. Faded a little bit, was making a few unforced errors, but playing really strong pickleball right now. Not surprised they're keeping away from him a little bit more.
Oh, and did that hit the net?
That hit the net.
So it's fine.
Looks like it was called out.
They never did touch. Never did touch anything, but they call it
6-1-2.
Yeah, they called it in. So 6-1-2.
Even when Kyle wins the point, he looks mad right now.
Oh, that was a smart shot right into the body of Joey.
So we'll go to 1-6-1.
1-6-1.
Effective around the post there by Ben Johns.
Yeah, and there was nothing Rowley was going to be able to do with that. I mean, that looked like almost a worm burner.
Yeah, that was a worm burner. Another look at it. That's the beauty of around the post. You don't have to even get it to the height over the net.
Yeah, speaking of stepping up your game, right? Look what Ben Johns is doing here. Forced the timeout.
So Newman Farias take the timeout. They still have the lead. We'll take a quick breather as well.
A smile.
Yeah, let's see if they can continue the smile train here in Vegas. And we are back in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Time in at 3-6-1.
The timeout taken there by Newman Farias after consecutive points have been scored here by Yates and Johns.
Wow, and see, I was wondering if Ben could stay on a roll, and he is really feeling it. You can just tell. And I mean, look at that swag that he just had as he walked back to the back line to serve.
4-6-1.
They'll be going with that drive at Newman. Looks like they're picking on him a little bit more here. Especially when they have a chance to hit hard.
And Newman switches it up. So that'll bring up Yates now on the serve.
4-6-2.
Newman was anticipating that flick. He's ready for it, using that Western forehand grip, almost like a frying pan, putting that ball down into the dirt.
And sometimes it looks like a shovel too, Mark.
6-4-1 to make it 6-4-2 as that is hit long.
6-4-2.
And serve going back over now to Yates and Johns.
Yeah.
They were trailing 6-1 here in this game. They've scored 3 consecutive points. Looking to add to that run.
Oh.
Second server.
Almost a great athletic move there by Ben. That's a tough shot too.
4-6-2.
And now the serve will change sides. 6-4-1 Newman Farias. And
6-4-1.
now the sun, you think, Mark, the sun could now be a factor in terms of Johns and Yates having to look at that glare again, because the shadows mostly are on the playing surface.
Yeah, it could be a little bit here. It's tough to say. They've been out for a while here. They're starting to get used to it. But you're right. It's tough to know those little things that can make a big difference.
7-4-2.
7-4-2.
Yates and Johns are certainly not going quietly.
No, they never do that, that's for sure. And that was a great reaction by Ben. Put his paddle up, nice block. Put down an unattackable ball.
4-7-1.
Here, pin drop.
Ooh, lefty overhead smash by Newman.
Yeah, and I don't know if Kyle was expecting it to come a little bit harder, but didn't have much pace on it.
Yeah, it would have otherwise been on his backhand side, and anyone at home knows how tough backhand overheads are. Newman decided instead to switch hands and hit that as a forehand with his left hand.
Which might be even harder.
It depends. I mean, the key you saw, he didn't hit it that fast, but because he hit it on a downward angle, that's kind of the key, is to change the plane of the ball. And he did a good job, even though he didn't put a lot of pace on it.
The serve back over to Newman and Farias, and then the error there, so it'll make it 7-4-2.
7-4-2.
Mm. 8-4-2, 3 points away from a championship.
And there's that annoying piece of paper again.
Thank you. Resuming play at 8-4-2. Not out.
Farias would like to have that one back. And now you see a little communication going on between Yates and Johns. They know what an important moment in this match this is. Have to
Yeah, it sure
make
is.
some headway.
That was a great lob by Kyle. Yeah.
And then Yates, Johns with the good idea as he just hits a little finesse shot.
So notice how Yates plays this lob cross court. Again, he's got more room to work with on the diagonal, so it's a little bit of a safer shot. And with his opponent's back, Johns is able to play the low drop shot.
Yeah, but how well disguised was that too? It looks like he's going to wind up and really put one back at the line and barely hits it.
Yeah, causing trouble isn't just about the shot you hit it, but it's about convincing your opponents that what you're planning to do is different than what you're going for.
Oh, that was trouble.
So that miscommunication there is a bit of a sign of a lack of confidence. And I'm wondering, even though it's 6-8, whether that's going to mean something going forward here.
Farias able to get the serve back for his side.
8-6-1.
battled, but eventually loses that exchange.
8-6-2.
Ben really controlling the middle there, but using his forehand to be able to hit with speed. They realize that they can't let a ball go by that could be hit hard, but they don't.
Oh,
Man, Newman
Wow.
covering some ground.
wow.
Wow, what an exchange, the fist pump to back it up.
So to me, the most impressive point here was when Newman was on the run, he didn't panic, he didn't put up a lob, he didn't hit it hard. What he did here was play a little dink, tough to attack and gives him time to get back to finish the point. That's what you call patience.
That's what you call patience, and that's what you show, making sure you get yourself back in the point, right? He didn't hang out over there.
2 points away now from gold. Make it 1 point away.
Sitting on that backhand. He knew Kyle was looking to thread something through the middle there. Wasn't available. Newman's there with 2 hands to put it away. Match point.
10-6-2.
Newman looking to serve it out.
And there it is.
Congratulations to Riley Newman and Joey Farias. They have struck gold here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as they knock out Yates and Johns. 11-8, 8-11, 11-6. One more look at the championship point.
Good job,
Not much to it, as Ben Johns certainly would expect to be able to hit that one over the net 999 times out of 1,000. Doesn't get that one to go. And that is it. We will hand out gold and hear from the winners after this timeout. Stay with us from Las Vegas. And welcome back to Las Vegas as we continue on with our coverage here of the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. Time to hand out some hardware. And Grant Garcia, the tourney director, will present the silver medals to Kyle Yates and Ben Johns. And the all-important prize money as well being put up by the Plaza Hotel and Casino. And let's talk to Kyle and Ben. And Kyle, I know that this was not the medal you were hoping to take home here today. How difficult were the conditions? I know the sun played a big factor.
Yeah, it was a frustrating day, but I know even our first round match, we struggled. Second match, didn't really feel great. They beat us earlier in the day in our third round. I mean, congrats to them. They played great. That's all I can say.
Ben, real quick, your thoughts on being here? I know you two have had a lot of success together, but got to be frustrating to be settling for silver.
Yeah, you know, but it was a fun day. Pickleball is always fun, so even if we get second, it's still a good day. Get to play pickleball.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. At least you're going home with silver, and you got some prize money, and I'm sure we'll be seeing those two again a little bit later on. Let's get Grant Garcia back over here, along with our gold medalists. And Grant is going to present the medals and the prize money and the head footwear to Riley Newman and Joey Farias.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And the prize money being put up by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, as well as head footwear. All right, congratulations, guys. Riley, let's begin with you. To be able to beat them early in the day, that must have given you great confidence knowing you had already beaten them once when you saw them again here in the championship match.
Absolutely. You know, you go playing all these tournaments, and Kyle and Ben have definitely got the best of us most of these tournaments. So I'm not going to lie, it was definitely good to finally get one. That gave us great confidence going into the championship match.
Joey, you guys showed a lot of patience, and it looked like you went to the power game just when you needed to, but you weren't antsy about doing it today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part playing those two is got to try to figure out a way to stay in your game and not play theirs because they will toy with you if they're feeling it. And luckily today I saw the ball like a balloon, so I was hitting everything clean. It was awesome.
And you may have heard me talk to them about the conditions. You guys had to deal with it as well. How tough is it out there with that sun in your eyes and glaring off the building?
I mean, it was tough to be honest, but actually last weekend we all got to play with the Franklin ball in Wichita. So I think that prepared us going into this weekend's play. So.
And you guys jumped out. We thought you had the strategic disadvantage in game one. You jumped out to a 5-0 lead early despite that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just got off to a really good start that pushed us, let us play a little bit more freely here at the beginning. It's definitely the way we wanted to start. That way we relax and get into the game.
Final question. I know you guys haven't played together a ton. Is that going to change now?
This is actually our very first tournament, believe it or not. So I think we better put it on the calendar for another one.
That's right, yeah. It was awesome playing with him. He just doesn't miss very much. It's pretty good.
There you go. Riley Newman and Joey Farias, your gold medalists here in the men's double pro division in Las Vegas. That's going to wrap up our coverage from Las Vegas for this afternoon. For everybody here, I'm Dave Bent saying so long. Thanks for joining us for the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open.